and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Cinema Snob.
Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Five movies you got it. Thank you very much. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Five movies you got it. Thank you very much.
It was a very close race, people, but the winner of the Patreon poll to decide the final installment of Fulcuary is Conquest. However, I've decided to use the Patreon College in order to determine what movie I'm going to review. Therefore, we'll be talking about this.
Oh, and the captain bar! Some fill with the wind that's carrying us all to freedom!
I'm just kidding. Even in the Patreon College, that movie came in dead last. It continues the trend of whatever the YouTube comments think is gonna win is gonna come in dead last. Conquest is Lucio Fulci's 1983 Italian, Spanish, Mexican fantasy epic that is the story of magic bows, and wolf people, and fog. Lots of fog. I don't know, it's got something to do with an evil queen searching for a magic bow and arrow, but really all you gotta know is that it's about roaming the fantasy wasteland in search of the heels of Conan the Barbarian and the Beastmaster. Only it's Lucio Fulci style, so there will be a lot of exposed brains. And now let's check out this Death Stalker's adventure through a fog machine. That doesn't look medieval. Ah, beautiful South Florida, where Christ's disciples appear out of thin air when spring changes into summer. They are now arming Dr. Frankenfurter to do battle with evil Santa Odin. Actually, this is one of our heroes, Ilias. Ilias of what? I'm not really sure. But Santa Grizzly Adams is his father, sending him off to deliver Christmas cheer.
You have chosen the path of courage and sacrifice, yes. A journey to the heart of a very dark and evil domain.
Ugh, remember when dialogue had to be pure and not auto-tuned? Ilias is equipped with a magic bow and must roam the foggy countryside to complete his journey into manhood. Or something like that.
The great Kronos, many suns ago, fought with his bow and drove back the terrible creatures that invaded our land. And when he ran out of arrows, the sun suddenly dropped from the sky.
Why must you only speak in exposition dialogue, Dad? Why can't you just tell me you love me? Even in medieval times, eyes are still very important to Fulci. Any minute now, the soundtrack to The Apple is gonna kick in, and this will make much more sense. That's weird. Can't tell this movie's Italian. Instead of Fabio Frizzi, this time we get music from Goblin keyboardist Claudio Simonetti with the help of a gypsy curse. I really wish someone would stop breathing onto the lens. I want to see what heaven looks like. Wait, this isn't heaven at all. This is outside a damn Yankees concert. It's nice they brought along one of the cannibals from Cannibal Holocaust. Now they can have someone cook for them. That is, if they don't get scared off. If you picked this on Patreon because you thought I could tell you what's going on, I don't think that's gonna happen. This is Okran, the Queen of Evil, who spends the whole movie naked with a snake draped over her. And she's our lead villain. This is gonna be fun to edit around. Okran worships the god of Raisin Bran and comes prepared with hijinks. I sense some classic epic fantasy practical jokes. People in olden times had it rough.
We have little for Okran. Only this meat. We give it to you. Take it.
We're very hungry. We kill.
I'm not sure that's a real werewolf.
Yeah.
But I am sure that's a real brain. Well, they were gonna get to that practical joke, but they had to split. It's important that this fantasy epic feels like it takes place in the same universe as the New York Ripper. And why not? The New York Ripper is the star of the movie. The werewolves are doing the same drugs as the screenwriters. Can't wait to see what happens. Not gonna lie, this is the band Real Life's most epic music video yet, and that includes Send Me an Angel. This is why the New Testament had to be written, because even God was confused as to what was happening in the Old Testament. Even Satan's not sure what to make of all this. Doesn't matter now, Satan's dead. This girl looks like Bo Derek sneezed cocaine onto Laura Gemser. Careful, the pound puppies are attacking with fancy slow-mo, but what they didn't count on was being repeatedly beaten with a dildo on a stick. Haha, two can play the dildo weaponry game. We had to think of different ways to defeat the Wolfmen before silver bullets were invented. This is Mace, played by Jorge Rivero, and even his IMDb page says, "I am manlier than you will ever be." Mace is less Conan the Barbarian and more ancient Charles Manson.
Who are you?
My enemies call me Makes.
And your friends?
I don't have any friends.
But if I did, they'd call me Steve. Mace agrees to help Ilias on his journey of whatever, so long as he teaches Mace how to use the bow and arrow. Damn, with enough fog put over the camera, I may get confused and think he's the Beastmaster. Look, he even helps the animals. He turns them into one of the fake birds from the End of Manhattan, baby. I guess no one has heard of a bow and arrow in this universe because even Okran wants this powerful weapon.
Silence, you fool!
Oh, careful. That's gonna get infected. But first things first, arrow practice. You know, maybe you should practice on tin cans and not homeless people.
Food.
You could have just hit him on the back of the head. These are our heroes. I'm not sure how smart these two are. Come on, guys. You know that when you fall asleep with the fireplace running, it's gonna set the entire cave on fire. It's okay, though. They escape deeper into the cave from Hercules. And the dogs are attacking by getting fleas all over the cave. They do not look housebroken. Mace will retaliate by calling everyone his friend.
Out you go, my little friend. My friend, we're in luck.
For a guy who has no friends, you seem to think everyone and everything is your friend. They've learned a valuable lesson here. You can simply steal someone's food and not have to shoot the person to death. And now they happen upon Mace's fuck buddies, I guess.
Is she your woman?
She is every time I pass by. You can have her too if you like.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, take your sister then. Asa!
Chivalrous as a Roman senator. I'm glad Fulci brought us the concept of medieval swingers. These folks are gonna bang hard. Well, after that attractive display, at least wait for me to fall asleep before we have sex. This is a haunting image to wake up to. She looks like a porcelain doll got into an accident with Diane Carroll. Now for that classic game of close your eyes and feel my tits. See, this is why you don't play Marco Polo in a cave. You're just gonna run into a giant rock. Or wolf people. Odds are it will be wolf people. Damn, now who is Mace gonna bang and then forget about 5 minutes later? Mace knows exactly who's behind all of this.
Minos!
The only thing that brings a smile to his face is looking at the good version of the Birdemic effects. Ilias has been captured, and these Ewoks are even more hardcore. It's that mixture of Doberman blood. I think the reason Ilias is smiling is because at least this is a better soundtrack than Ladyhawke. This feels like I'm on Trumpy's home planet. Is that why they crashed into the forest? There was enough fog for them to confuse it for home? I sure wish exposition would help.
Who's Okran?
Okran rule the sun and make night and day.
That's not true. No one can rule the sun.
Don't ask who someone is, it's just gonna make you more confused. Fido may have caught the magic bow and arrow, but he's far too tired to bury it now. Why is it so easy in this universe for everyone to fall asleep? They got in a nap between discovering the cave fire and then escaping. Is someone sneaking Z-Quil into their kibble? Who cares? Just beat him in the face with a rolled up newspaper for shitting on the floor. The key to a sneak attack is to wake everyone up with an explosion first. And to show off sudden gore effects. Queen Hardnipples is not gonna like this. How powerful of a queen can you be when you're still resorting to eating barbecue chow chow?
Only you can save me. Rise up, Zora. Rise, Zora. Zora. Zora.
And I think her husband may be a dog. The remake to Dogfucker's got a budget. No matter what time period this is, we can still count on our heroes having a moral code.
Innocent men, women, and children were slaughtered because of us.
Including people you killed yourself for no apparent reason. They're off to the place beyond the mountains so they can fight Okran themselves. I'm so angry that this movie is daring to be as well shot as the movies it's ripping off. Best get to more target practice.
No, wait.
It's not a homeless man. Due to the fog, the birds are flying low to avoid airplanes. Only one thing stands in their way now.
Get down!
And that thing is killer weeds. Duh. The killer weeds know to use cartoon arrows. Real arrows would be way too hard on the allergies. I'm sure they have a master plan.
Go! Go! Come on, go!
And that plan is to run like hell. Ilias is shot, and it must be a serious wound. That's why the bummer music is creeping in. I'll bet this hurts. It's the pus that really makes the scene work. Mace takes him to a magic plant, which is the only thing that can defeat poison. Better hurry, though, before the person in charge of the special effects gets carried away.
Be strong, Ilias. Be strong.
Yeah, you need a Kleenex? Good lord, this wound is about to explode like it's Jiffy Pop. Still not as bad as the STD that you'll catch from fucking Queen Wolf Rock TV. You know you want to see more. Leave it to Lucio Fulci to make the most effective Clearasil commercial I've ever seen. Mummies. I think I know where this is going. Swamp people, obviously. It doesn't matter if they rise from the grave, or the swamp, or from the gates of hell, or the rivers of Mexico. Fulci will figure out a way to incorporate zombies. This is a terrible way to treat the survivors of the Mount St. Helens disaster. Speaking of Mount St. Helens, it looks like the volcanoes on his skin are better, and the guardians of the magic flower were defeated.
As you wish.
this movie's starting to not make sense. So long as you blind me by the sun, there ain't no way I'll be able to tell these two actors apart. But you can sense which one the fake Mace is. He's the one who changes into Pinhead's idiot brother, Cucumber Head. All the sorcery and healing powers have given new meaning to the term magic hour. Once Ilias is better, he plans to journey back home. He's taking a flight back to Asgard. They won't allow that past airline security. Thankfully, Mace doesn't accept the bow because I'm sure Ilias's dad would have been thrilled that he gave his ancestor's weapon to a roadie from Scorpion. He's not really sure where he's going. It's simply where the Simon's Quest walkthrough told him to go. At least he won't run into any of this shit. Huh, that's web people for help me! Help me! Clearly, this will all lead to a village of plaster people.
You are a fool to give your life. Tell me where your friend is and I'll let you go. Where is he?
This movie is just weird. I mean, it's not finding out you're the mascot of a San Antonio game store weird, but still pretty weird. Just watching the movie is like embarking on a mystical journey.
I ask you one more time. You answer or I make you die in water. You have no choice.
The Italian knockoff of Silence may be bizarre, but it's still very spiritual. The crash test dummies were never the same since being trapped in a cocoon. Don't worry, Ilias is there to save the day. My prayers of Conquest becoming the fantasy epic equivalent of Moonraker have been answered. I have very silly prayers. Hey genius, you still have to rescue Mace. Well, so much for Mace! It's okay, because Mace has the power to talk to the animals, which means dolphins will show up and untie him before he drowns to death. Never thought I'd see Flipper jumping the shark, but there you go. So long and thanks for all the fish and the headshots. The dolphins saved him, but made sure to still deliver him to the shore face down in the water. Thanks for almost letting me drown, old friend. Good time as any for a nap. You have the whole cave. Do you have to sleep so close? Well, they have to get in some sleep before the next absurd thing happens. And then my pet monster showed up. Hey! Just when I thought I knew what was gonna happen next. You know what? No, I never knew what was gonna happen next in this movie. Fighting blacklight monsters in a medieval haunted house? Sure, of course that's a thing that happens in this. Now they're throwing them out of their cave because you can clearly see all the cum stains on his clothes. But if there's one thing that is predictable, it's that we all know our hero Ilias is gonna get saved.
Zora, the great slayer of souls.
Or not. Perhaps the dolphins can reattach his head? Hopefully before Lord Rover offers his magic dog turd.
No. Zora, you have failed me as well. You have slayed his body, but not his soul. His spirit lives on and mocks me with eyes that do not see.
Yeah, look, it's a Fulci movie. You're gonna have to get used to eyes mocking you. At least he'll have his body to attach his head to. And never mind, perhaps you should have found out if the head was dead first before you torched his body. Ilias's head is gonna be pissed. It's not that he has to cover his body with Ilias's ashes, it's just that he wants to because he's seriously fucked up. This is what we didn't see after Qui-Gon Jinn's funeral. Mace Windu showering in his ashes. It feels like there's a lot of story left for a movie that only has 5 minutes remaining. Time now to defeat the evil Okran on opposing rocks. He left that behind on purpose. He just wanted to show off. God Hawkeye is kicking some serious Asgard. Now we can find out just who the hell Okran is. Holy Holy shit, it's Jason Takes Manhattan! That is, if the magic arrow turned Jason Voorhees into, what do you think, a wolf? I don't care what she turns into, so long as I don't have to black box her tits anymore. What the fuck, now she's found a mate?
Or some of my friends used to call me Benji.
Better stick with BJ. You're not the, Benji type.
Why the hell does this have the oh heavenly dog ending? And if you thought Ilias opening his eyes meant that he'd return, oh no, he's way dead! But nothing will prepare you for one of the greatest ending credit for a movie like this. Oh, thank God. Now I know that Conquest, the movie about laser arrows and wolf people, isn't a true story. Leave it to Patreon to declare the winner to be one of the most batshit films in Fulci's filmography, and truly one of his most unpredictable. You like snake queens with dog soldiers? Oh, we could top that. Here's mummy people and swamp zombies, plus cobweb crash test dummies. You like your young handsome hero? Fuck you, we'll chop his head off. It's a fantasy movie so fucking crazy that it's one of the few 80s fantasy epics whose poster actually does represent the insane shit that happens in it. It's a good way to end Fulcuary. It shows that while Fulci may be known for horror, he has absolutely no comfort zone and can deliver some pure insanity to any genre he's given. But alas, the movie isn't 3 hours with a 4-hour extended cut spread over the course of 3 movies. Therefore, I am not interested. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go masturbate to gold-masked wearing naked snake tit queens, especially now that I know she's not based on a real person. Shit, I opened the wrong envelope. The black cat won the poll.